Russia's banking sector and capital markets have been making solid progress adopting application programming interfaces, or APIs as they're known.
Well, they help synchronise data, resulting in better services, reduce costs, decrease transaction times and, of course, increased revenues. A new law introduced in July this year is set to accelerate the development of APIs in the country.
We're joined from Moscow by Alexander Nam, Managing Director and Head of IT Services at Russia's National Settlement Depository, to look at this in more detail.
Very good morning to you, Alexander. Take us through the status of API development in the Russian financial market. Where are they at the moment?
Good morning. My pleasure to be here. Well, first of all, there are no legal requirements in Russia that mandate banks or securities participants open their APIs to third-party developers. Well, however, this new technology is high on the regulator's agenda, so Bank of Russia, in close cooperation with the major financial institutions, set up a task force to research and develop open APIs in the Russian financial market. This task force is led and coordinated by the FinTech Association, which was founded back in 2016. And by the way, Moscow Exchange and NSD, we are the members of this association. In 2018, the members of the task force presented a high-level concept paper and the detailed implementation roadmap for API development. Going forward, we expect that the task force, together with the regulator, will develop and finalize the API standards, such as specifications, usage rules, and the security guidelines.
Alexander, in absence of regulation, what's the main driving force of API adoption in banking?
Well, even though there is no regulation in capital markets and payments, the regulator still plays a very crucial role as a facilitator. I would say that Bank of Russia is gently pushing the market participants to start using APIs by implementing new market initiatives, such as the new fast payment system or the financial marketplace. Nevertheless, I would say that the banks themselves are the main driving force in the Russian financial market for several reasons. Well, first of all, there are not many fintech companies in Russia, but there are over 400 banks. So the competition among banks is very fierce. Top 20 banks, they control around 80% of the market share. So big guys, big banks, they invest in API to increase their dominance, while the smaller banks, they are interested in API to stay relevant and to level the playing field. Well, secondly, the Russian banks are very advanced in terms of IT. This is because the banking industry is relatively young. And one of the advantages of being in an emerging market like Russia is that you have the privilege to pick the latest technology, so you don't have that much of legacy on your side compared to other regions.
And can you explain the impact of the recent law on financial marketplace?
Yeah, in July this year, well, the new law on marketplace was introduced. So basically, the law sets legal grounds for retail clients to buy financial products from the digital platforms without the need to visit physical bank branches. So this law, on one hand, will improve financial inclusion, and on the other hand, it will also develop the competition among financial institutions and level the playing field. The law introduces several key elements of the new infrastructure, such as the financial aggregators. These are the entities where the financial products will be displayed. When I say financial products, these are the banking products, insurance products, and investment products. Then the financial platforms, these are where all the financial transactions are processed. And finally, the registrar of financial transactions. This is where all the data is kept in a safe and reliable manner. Moscow Exchange was the first registered operator of financial platform, and we are already live in October with saving accounts. And NSD was selected as the registrar of financial transactions. So this law will have a huge impact on the API adoption, because all the participants, all the partners, they will be talking with each other through the standard APIs.
Do you see the same trends in the securities space?
The security space, in my view, is a little bit different. I would even say that the securities post-trade is a bit more complicated. Well, this is because if you look at the value chain of the capital markets, you will see that there are many different players, you know, at every stage of the chain, in pre-trade, trade, post-trade. So you will see buy-side firms, sell-side custodians, market infrastructures. So, in my opinion, the post-trade industry is much more conservative than the banking one. So the adoption of new technology has always been slow here. However, the APIs have been gaining momentum over the past 2 years. So what we can see is that the securities players are more open to implement APIs, both internally to improve their operational efficiency, and externally with their clients to add value to their existing products.
And how does NSD use APIs as a CSD?
Well, there are a number of use cases where we use APIs. Well, first of all, we use APIs as an additional connectivity channel to some of our clients, those who want to have direct, integration with their back office systems. We also extensively use this technology in our existing products like data distribution. So we deliver our reference data, market data via the APIs. We also use the APIs in real-time reporting, both in settlement and corporate actions as well.
Could you explain or describe perhaps your project Transit 2.0?
Yeah, this project is also related to APIs. So at some point of time, we decided to take APIs to the next level, and we actually decided to build a product and to monetize APIs in the Russian securities market. So in a nutshell, Transit is a multi-bank platform that allows corporate treasurers to communicate with all their banks through the single interface. Large corporations, they have multiple banking relationships. So they have to deal with different banking portals, with different formats and security guidelines. So Transit helps them, to avoid all this complexity, because we orchestrate all the complexity on our side.
Okay, well, sadly, we're going to have to leave it there. But Alexander Nam, thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of the Sibos Day. Thank you. That was Alexander Nam, Managing Director and Head of IT Services at Russia's National Settlement Depository.